From the places where it is legal to the places where it is not, prostitution's qualities are echoing throughout. I want you to ask yourself, what can really be done about this? You can't change prostitution's presence. It's such a popular crime that a major crackdown is not realistic at all. I mean, has anyone ever successfully cracked down on prostitution? Human sex trafficking? No. It's just not a capability that law enforcement, governments, anyone has. So how do you fix this problem, this issue with prostitution? You change what prostitution is. You change the foundation. You make it legal. Once it becomes legal, you can easily change its view in society today. Because the reason it's viewed negatively is because it is illegal. Anything that's illegal is viewed negatively. You know, when alcohol was illegal during the Prohibition, it was viewed negatively by everyone, and that's why it was illegal. They made it legal again. Everything changed. Look at society today. They really like it. I'm not sure if that's the best thing, but it's a reality of society, and we're benefiting from it. The effects of prostitution on the people involved is detrimental to their lives. Most prostitutes have been beaten, raped, ganged up on. I mean, it's endless. Why? Because they're not provided with a safe place. That's essential to the career path. It's not a good career, but if someone enjoys it, why should we stop them? Digging ditches is not good, but someone has to do it. There's a demand for it. Why not supply that? If there's a demand, we should just make sure the people involved are safe. I mean, one notable person who's been in the community, who's been a prostitute, who's spoken out against it, is Andrea Dworkin. And she's described her experiences as just something terrible. And in one quote, she basically says, I ask you to think about your own bodies. If you can do so outside the world that the pornographers have created in your minds, the flat, dead, floating mouths and vaginas and anuses of women, I ask you to think concretely about your own bodies used that way. How sexy is it? Is it fun? The people who defend prostitution and pornography want you to feel a kinky little thrill every time you think of something being stuck in a wall. This woman died from what she believed were complications from a time that she was drugged and raped in Europe. This wouldn't have happened had it just been legal, had she just been provided with a safe place to do her job. That's why the government should use this opportunity to acquire funds from it. It's a $20 billion a year industry in the 90s. Who knows what it is now? That's a very rough estimate. I mean, so many more billions are probably in there. And I mean, if prostitution is legal and we have requirements, we have regulations, we regulate it, everything changes. It's no longer, you got one side saying it's a non-victim crime, or one side saying it's not a crime at all. There's no gray. The gray area is still there, but it's much smaller. You got a more clear black and white, what's right, what's wrong, what's allowed, what's not allowed. I mean, people like Ronald Reagan have spoken out against it. He said, prostitution has been listed as a non-victim crime. Well, is anyone naive enough to believe that prostitution just depends on willing employees coming in and saying this is an occupation they want to practice? It doesn't. We don't regulate this. Therefore, we can't control who's doing what, why they're there, how they're there. But if we regulate it, we have control over that. It's just something we need to do. And it decreases STDs and STIs, all that stuff. I mean, it's just a major thing. According to studies in the 1990s, the sex industry was worth at least $20 billion a year, and probably many times that. The taxes from that could do a lot for schools, roads, infrastructure, jobs. I mean, it's just endless. Most importantly though, the decriminalization of prostitution is a critical step that the United States needs to take. Sex workers deserve fairness and safety in the workplace. The step towards decriminalization is necessary. Prostitution cannot be stopped. It is the world's oldest profession. No matter how much the government attempts to stop it, the effort to actually stop it will never equal the payoff. The only significant way to get a good payoff is to legalize it, provide the workers with the basic rights that they deserve, and benefit from the tax revenue.